Greetings. Welcome back to another cup of conversation with me, Nidra Simmons, and perhaps some food for thought. I pushed myself, y'all, to get out here to do this walking, and it's been a struggle. I know I came on about a month or so ago, probably a couple of months ago, telling people to go ahead and push and get that walk on. I tell you, when I'm coming up here and I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself too. And it's been a struggle because I have not been out here walking. And I pushed myself today. Well, no, I'm going to say my spirit team pushed me today. I was getting ready this morning, and I just had all these things coming to me. All these things. I was like, wow. And I was getting excited. I wanted to come on and talk about it. And then I was getting ready, so I couldn't write none of this stuff down. So it was just going. So I hope I can remember most of the things that was coming to me, and that it's going to help you all out there. I want to start off by saying, first of all, you do not have to explain yourself. I had find myself always trying to explain myself. And even when I said I'm not going to explain myself no more, I find myself still explaining myself. So I guess I had an epiphany. I got upset last night, but I had an epiphany this morning. I was watching something on YouTube, and there was a confirmation that was letting me know that I got mad for a reason, and I need to remember I don't need to explain myself to everybody. Before I go into that, I want to say I can remember being taught that you shouldn't go on just what you feel. And this was in the lungs of in a church, and you had, you're talking about believing and trusting in God. And someone said to me, and it wasn't up north where I was from, it was more down in this part where I'm at now, said to me that something along the lines about your feelings. Your feelings are not important. People ain't gonna go by what you feel. Something along those lines. And I'm realizing that the more that life is going, and how religion and all these other religious titles, those are just titles. Religion, to me now, is leaning more towards a spiritual thing, which God is a spirit, Jesus, but it's spiritual. So how can you reach God unless it's inside with feelings? So you have to pay attention to your feelings. You have to listen to what you're saying, what your body is saying. The communication comes from your feelings, from your intuition, from your discernment. All that is feeling related inside the body. You're not going to always have somebody tell you what you need to do, or what the message that comes from God. It's not always going to be from a person's mouth. It's going to be directly from God through what you feel inside. And I used to, for years, say, God, I don't hear you talking to me. I want you to talk to me. God was talking to me. God was talking to me through my feelings, through my emotions, everything that goes inside. God was loving me and teaching me inside out, not outside in. So it's important to pay attention to your feelings. It's important to understand your discernment. It's important to realize what you know, because it's a mental and it's a spiritual with the heart. All right, so I'm going to be speaking and pausing because I don't want to lose nobody. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of stuff that was just coming this morning. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, okay. So let me slow down because I am walking. I ain't been walking in a while, so I want to make sure I can make my rounds without getting too tired. But there's a lot of people walking out here today. Okay, but the point that I want to make is, and I ain't see nobody. Anyway, so I started off coming on by saying that you don't have to explain yourself. And then I came off talking about how it's important to pay attention to your feelings, your emotions. And then I want to be reminded to tell you all, mainly parents with your young children, We're in a world today where people give everybody rewards. So if you do a sport or you do something academic, they say everybody wins. Everybody don't win. Everybody participates, yes, but everybody don't win. So we need to teach our children that we don't always win things. And they need to know what that feels like. We can't just keep going on and I'm talking to parents because parents have to do it first, not outsiders. Parents, play games with your kids. Play real games and let them see who wins and who loses, and then the reaction, the emotions that go along with it. We're not all winners. And we ain't going to always win at what we try to do. And I was explaining to some young people that winning is not everything. And the reason why I said is parents have to do this at home, because if you don't understand the concept and get it, and so that they're comfortable with you, they're not going to appreciate it, or it's going to hurt more when it comes from somebody else outside. And it's just basic. You know, we should be playing with our children. We should be teaching our children. They're getting their knowledge and understanding of what emotions are through the parents. Whoever is, legal guardian that's taking care of them. So, play games with your kids. Let them lose. Let them win. And let them go through those emotions and explain to them what it is that they're going through. Because you send them out here to where you got real people that's going to speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth with love, but some people don't receive it that way. They're going to receive it in a negative note. So, teach your children that we don't always win. If you're going to always you can participate, yeah. So give a participation award. But let them know the difference. That's a participation award. That's not a winning award. And when you lose, it's not a bad thing. Because losing gives you opportunity to step back, regroup, re-strategize, reorganize, and get yourself in the right space that you need to be, so that when you do it again, you can do it. And it's going to be meaning that much more to you because of all the hard work that you put in to get to that point. That's what's missing with these youth today. Everything is they feel like everything's supposed to be given to them. The part, I'm feeling this walk right now, but the part that these youth are missing is the fact that you have to work to get things. Things are not always going to come to you, especially if they're in a world that's full with all different types of things, people's emotions, thoughts, perceptions. You're going to have to go back to basics and teach your children about their emotions, because they're coming out here and they're just not used to or understanding what they're feeling. Now, I'm transparent. I have 4 children, teenagers, grown folks now. And I see where I had made my mistakes in raising my children and where I felt like I could have done better. I don't want my children to be experiences of my downfalls. I want them to be successful in everything that they do. So I'm saying this to help somebody out there, some people who have young children. Recognize some things now. Teach your children some things now at home, so that when they get out there in the real world, they can accept the home-based training and not be easily influenced by the outside training. And I hope I said that clear. Trying to hide the fact that I'm out of breath. But I'm still going to keep on talking. All right, so let me go back and recap what I just said, because I don't want it to be taken out the wrong way. But anyway, people are going to think what they want to think. But basically, I was saying that we don't all win. Some of us lose. Some of us lose and then we win. That doesn't mean if you lose, you're going to never win. That just means at that moment, that particular thing, you lost. So maybe you need to look at how to improve to get better. It can be a sports, it could be a board game, it could be a spelling bee, it could be anything. Just, learn from it. And then let people know that you can win. Even God does this with us. He doesn't fight. He fights our battles, yes. He does fight our battles for us. But we have to do our part. And I was listening to YouTube, and there was this brother on there. He was real blunt with his words, and I can't even knock you for that. I appreciate the honesty, how people can come and give it to you up front. I don't like that covered up stuff. But this brother, Muhammad Ahmed, something like that, he's on YouTube. And he was explaining something about how, God is going to bless us, but you have to do your part. And a lot of people don't know what their part is. And I was reminded of that story, and please don't quote me on it. It's a song/story, but it was something to do with in New Orleans, where they had the flood, and this man was on top of his house, and God done sent him 3 types of ways to get off that house, but because he didn't receive it as a blessing, he missed it, and he ended up passing away, going to heaven and asked God, why you ain't come get me? And God said, I sent you somebody on a boat. I sent you a helicopter. I sent you all this. You're waiting for a God, which is like you think is a puff of air that's going to come and swoop you off the house and take you away. Not realizing God sends people. He uses us. We are his creations. So he's going to use us to help others. My message that I had before, a lot of people don't like to receive the message because of who is giving the message. Don't hate the messenger, boo. Receive the message. It can save your life. So I kind of went over. I hope I know y'all can feel my compassion in me trying to say this, but it's just this morning I was like, okay. I was feeling excited. And then I was like, well, should I sit out on my patio and talk about this? And I'm like, you know what? I need to get myself up and start walking. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I'm listening to these messages about you having to do your part. So I said, let me get up and do my part. Because I need to help me too. I'm always helping other people. I need to help me too. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm helping me. The weather is nice though. It feels really good out here. I like walking when it's nice weather, not that hot stuff. But anyway, got sidetracked. Let me see, make sure I covered everything I want to talk about. I start off by saying, I don't have to, you don't have to, I said I, but you don't have to explain yourself. You have a relationship with God, that's your relationship with God. You don't have to explain how God talks to you or how God communicates with you. You know. And God will put the right people in your presence or around you or out to hear your message that has something similar or a need that needs to come from you. So you do your part. Be obedient. And there was another person on Facebook I want to give kudos out to for his comment, because he was the one that came on this morning to confirm that you don't need somebody else's ear to hear to explain why God do things for you or why you think the way you think. Because we're not all the same, we're all different. The way I talk can sound foreign to somebody else, but that doesn't mean what I'm saying is wrong. It just means you don't understand it. Just like somebody can say something to me and I might not understand or agree to it. That doesn't mean what they're saying is wrong. It just simply means I don't agree or, even understand what you're talking about. So I'm not going to take my thoughts and overcover yours, because you have your right to have yours. I have my right to have mine. We just need to respect one another and hear each other out. We all have our own relationship with God. We all gonna have to come to an understanding and have some type of communication with God, whether it's the God within you or the God that's in the universe, which I still believe is the same God, because God is omnipotent. He's everywhere, always at the same time. So, one second. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. All right. All right. So don't overpower what you got to say and think that it's better than what somebody else is trying to tell you. We all have our own discernment, our own gifts and abilities, our own way of communicating. And just because you don't understand doesn't mean that you have to change what somebody else is thinking. And somebody shouldn't have to explain themselves to the point for you to understand, because you're not going to understand. We're not on different levels. We're on different playing fields, all of us. So, the person that was on YouTube, he's got a saying, walk in love. So if you know who you are out there based off of that phrase, I'm giving you kudos for thinking and thanking you on this platform for letting me know or giving me confirmation or being obedient to listen to what God asked you to do so that other people could get that same confirmation. All right. I'm going to slow down now. I had to slow down because somebody was walking past me. And I want to make sure she was walking fast. I ain't walking that fast. Keep my train of thought. But I hope that I'm giving you guys some food for thought, a cup of conversation, and inspiration to get up and get that walking on. Because it can be hard. Trust me, I know. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. And before I go, I want to give honor and glory to God, first and foremost, Mother, Father, the author, the finisher of my faith and my life, my Alpha, my Omega, my beginning, my end. Good morning, good day, greetings. Thank you for always being there with me, for me, and my family and friends, and those of you out there. And continue to have your way in our lives. Giving much gratitude and respect to my big brother Jesus, to all the archangels, angels, and the highest Christolite, guardian angels, spirit team, ancestors, guardian ancestors, spirit team here and far. Thank you. And until next time. I also pray that this reaches the people that it needs to reach. I pray that it was clear and understandable. I pray that you receive it out of love. These things I'm asking of you, Lord, to send out to the universe. So until next time, y'all, have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Peace.